Hey guys, it's me, Brian with Destructive Gaming. Thanks for clicking on the video. I got a special one today for you. I have the top games of 2020 streamer edition. I asked a couple friends that I watch. I moderate for a couple of these guys. I watch these guys. I talk to them off stream. I asked a couple of them to submit a video of their top game they played in 2020. What started this list, this idea, was watching other YouTube videos, and every top list, top 5 list, top 10 list was all the big AAA games. I know real gamers can't go out and buy every AAA game. And watching the videos, people reading it, it seems like they didn't actually play the game and stuff like that. So, I mean, can you really trust what they're saying in these lists when they're just reading off a script? So I wanted to ask real gamers, and I know they're real gamers because I watch these guys. They stream every day, or every other day, every week. So they play a wide variety of games. So I wanted to ask them, what is your top game of 2020? What's the top game that people are actually playing right now? So first we're gonna do my pick. After that we're gonna do Super Beast and my friend Retro Jack, and then we are going to do SirmemesAlot. It's gonna be a really fun video, so please stick around till the end, see what everybody picks, and yeah, let's go. My pick of my top game of 2020 I played was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake. I played this game a lot when I was a kid, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I have it right here. I still have it. I love the Tony Hawk games. I know they've been remade before and the remakes weren't that good. I didn't play them just because I love this series. And by word of mouth, I kind of knew I wasn't going to like it. I didn't want to even try it. When this one came out, I heard nothing but great things. I watched videos, it looked really good. So I took the chance, bought it on Epic. Sorry, don't kill me because I bought it on Epic. I wanted to buy it on PC. So I bought it and I could not be happier with my $30 purchase. It's the Tony Hawk I remember from a kid, with updated graphics and updated controls. You can manual and revert, something they added later in the series. Now you have it in Tony Hawk 1 and 2. As I was playing, I was almost transported back to when I was, whatever, 12 or 13 when I played it, finding my old lines, finding the secrets. The remake is so well done that it feels like you're playing the old game. They kept almost everything intact while still adding new things. I know that was a criticism some people had of the game, that it was too much like the original. Your skater can get stuck in the corners and do the weird thing. But I liked it. I personally thought it was great that they kept it intact. Remakes lately have seemed to have been knocking it out of the park. Blue Point Games has been doing really good. So yeah, I think I was more apt to try this one just because of all the remakes that have been good lately. And the things they added have been amazing. I mean, they had the character creation, they had so many cool things you could unlock, and it wasn't microtransactions. I didn't have to buy a loot box to get skating stuff and new boards and new hats. I mean, I just played and I unlocked them, and then you buy them with in-game currency. That's the way it should be. That is my top pick for the year. It's a game I played the most. It's the most fun I had playing, and to me that's gaming. I do love a good RPG, a good emotional story, a big budget, $100 million game. I did play Cyberpunk, I love that, but hands down, best value for my money game I'm going to keep playing and I had the most fun with is Tony Hawk. With my pick, I guess we're going to move on to the next one. So Super Beast, take it away, buddy.
There are a couple games that I could nominate for my own personal game of the year. The first one is a game that a lot of people didn't like, but I'm wearing sunglasses, so my opinion is the right opinion. Resident Evil 3 Remake was a masterpiece in my opinion. Even though it was a short romp through Raccoon City, I thought it was phenomenal. I speedrun the game, very well I might add, probably better than a lot of other people. Resident Evil 3 has zombies, everybody likes zombies, it has the Nemesis. I have never met a single person who didn't like the Nemesis. He's awesome, he's got a weird mouth. The game doesn't have Chris Redfield, but we can overlook that because it does have Jill Valentine. And if you tell me Jill isn't bae, then you're just wrong. The other game that I really enjoyed this year, Streets of Rage 4. Now, if you're a gamer from yesteryear like me, then you're a great gamer. Kudos, keep it up. But you'll love this game. It's a beat 'em up. What is there not to like? You walk through the streets and you beat people up. I mean, that's the definition, the very definition of a beat 'em up. Streets of Rage 4 has the best music in a video game that I've ever heard in my entire life. And if you disagree with me, you either don't have ears or you don't like good music. It's very well made. It's got 12 stages. It's crazy. And you eat like a big old turkey off the street. I mean, what shouldn't you like about it, you know? Streets of Rage 4, one of the best games that I've played, and I find myself continuously going back to it all the time. That's a fact. And you can't dispute facts. You just can't. You can try. You won't. So I picked 2 games. Okay, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Streets of Rage 4. Those are the best games of 2020. That's a fact. If you disagree, you're wrong. I'm sorry. It has to be said. I'm wearing sunglasses. That means I'm right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hi, Retro Jack here. I've been asked by my good friend Destructive Gaming to tell you about my favourite game of 2020. Now that's an interesting question. My name is Retro Jack, which means I'm into retro games. But this is 2020, I hear you say. Well, fear not, for I have something that I think fits both criteria. The game I have in mind was created 10 years ago for the Nintendo DS, but only released to the public 3 weeks ago, which to my mind at least makes it a 2020 release. When McDonald's in Japan approached Nintendo and asked them if they could produce a training game for their staff, Nintendo was happy to do so. Right, we've got our Nintendo DS here, so let's boot up the game. Alrighty. And here we have it here. Let's give it a go. The Big M, the Golden Arches. We've got a bag of fries here. Okay. Better put some salt on the fries. Okay, now scoop them up. No, mix them round, that's right, yes. We've got to mix them round. Okay, let's get a paper cup onto that scoop. And there we go. And I think that's where we'll go from there. Well, that is currently my favourite game of 2020, believe it or not. There's a whole lot more to it. Nintendo did a really good job of taking what McDonald's wanted and turning it into a game, and I assure you there's much more to it than what you've seen. But at any rate, I've really enjoyed this. It's one of my favourite games at the moment. Thanks for joining me for this look at my favourite game of 2020. Thanks also to Destructive Gaming for asking me to share it with you. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and stay safe, everyone. Cheers!
Hey guys, SirMemes here. DG told me to send you guys a video on what the game was for 2020 for me, and that would be The Last of Us Part 2. I'm a huge fan. Been a big fan of the series for a really long time now. The first game is actually what got me into gaming in the first place. I just got sucked into the story. I liked the zombies. It was like 2013 and like early high school. I was like, dude, I was in. Early high school me, like I was ready, man. I think the story is great. The graphics are amazing. I fell in love with the story again. I think the direction they went with it was surprising. It's not how I thought it was going to end. Honestly, though, hands down, I mean, game of 2020, no doubt in my mind. You could try. You could try with the other games, man, but this game, hands down, 2020, I knocked it out of the park. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little cut here. Love you guys.
All right, everybody, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. Everybody else does too. I want to thank SuperBeast, Retro Jack, and SirmemesAlot for submitting their videos. I watch those guys and they're all really cool, and yeah, so if you can, go check them out. Oh no. Okay guys, I'm sorry. What's about to happen, the views expressed here are not of destructive.
Jumping right into it here. My favorite game of the year. By far, most entertaining. Could not stop playing Wasteland 3. Now, I have to give a huge shout out to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Makes Final Fantasy to me so good is when you play those games, it's like you make friends with the characters. And it's just insane, you know, how great it is to beat the game, but you always get that lingering feeling, you know, when you're doing that end game content, you know you're just pushing the game longer because you don't want it to end. Because as soon as that game ends, then goodbye to those characters. For now, for Final Fantasy VII Remake. But not my favorite game of the year. Wasteland 3, wow. Back in the day, I loved Fallout 1 and 2. Playing those on PC, the challenge of it, and then when you're finally, you know, getting your feet underneath you and you're doing things and you're getting places and you're learning about the world, you know, and if you had time, the multiple playthroughs, do this better next time, or save scum this area. To me, there's not a better way to envelop somebody into a world than, you know, Wasteland 3. You have 4 characters you can customize yourself. Not just how they look and this and that, but you can build them to be a team. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different skills in the game. There's a lot of different paths you can take. So, it's really hard to find one team that will really master everything. But hell with it. I mean, in these games, it kind of teaches you to have a little humility. You need to be able to understand that not every decision's perfect. Not every outcome is how you want it to be. You know, one of the things I think makes Wasteland 3 way better than Wasteland 2, which is still a fantastic game. I've played it twice. One of the only RPGs I'll play twice. I only like playing things once. Get the experience, then I'm done. It's really good, I'll come back. But they streamlined it a bit. You have less skills on the skill tree. You have more points to work with, so you can make better characters. And you're not having to spread out the talent throughout the team as much and depend on as many people. Not only that, the music was fantastic. The graphics were as good as I need for any kind of sim like this. So, yeah. Wasteland 3. If you haven't played it, play Wasteland 2 maybe first. If Wasteland 2 seems to be a little bit too hard to get into, or too much. If you like solo RPGs, fantastic game. I did not try the multiplayer aspect. You can do that. You can have another player jump in and they control half the team, or however that works. You have to look it up because I never used it. And I love that in a game when there's spots in the world map that you can't go yet because you ain't good enough. You haven't experienced enough. And I love those kind of walls, those barriers, as it were, you know, that make sure that you somewhat stick to the story, you know, but you still have that freedom of movement. And then later on, once you get what you need to get, you get that excitement, like, oh, we can go here now. Let's go check it out. So, yeah, check that out. Thanks for watching the video. It's obviously not mine, it's Destructive Gaming. With all that said, be good to yourself. Allow gaming to be something that connects us instead of pushes us away, you know. Positivity may seem boring to some people and whatnot, but the best way to breed happiness. So, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had as good of a year as you could have. Here's to a good 2021.